This is fine. It's all fine.
Yeah.
We're doing okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. I guess I'll do the intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to That Wannabe Film Class, the show where we love movies. So each month we choose a theme and our members bring one movie that fits that theme for us to talk about. Maybe it's a movie they love. Maybe it's a movie they have been dying to see. Maybe it's a movie they just find interesting. I'm Ben Bellevue. I'm your host. I'm joined by the supervillain, seducer, Chloe Naylor. Chloe, is that still the name we're going to be using for you? Should we keep that? Should we evolve past it?
I don't know. I think that's all you really need to know about me, to be honest.
The Bayhem Babe?
Should keep that for when we do Bay movies, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, though, it's almost too broad because Michael Bay has a type when he makes his movies, and that type is attractive women that he just leers at with the camera.
Yeah, maybe not great.
Yeah.
Oh well.
The Bayhem, I don't have a different B word that works right now. That isn't also kind of problematic. I'm trying to think of something that's like not like, oh, you're a girl related. I'm trying to think of something else. Like the
See, like, all I got is bitch, and I'm like, no.
Broad, no. Bayhem badass.
Yeah.
Are you badass?
Am I?
Not really.
Yeah, I figured.
You're funny.
Thank you. Kinda.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I set that up. Thank you.
Chloe, we're just out here vibing today.
We are.
It's gonna be pretty chill because everything is shit. Everything is bad.
The apocalypse is happening.
The apocalypse is happening. You might say the real Armageddon is right now.
It's true.
This is a weirdly, like, not perfectly accurate movie because obviously this movie's version of Armageddon. We're talking about Armageddon, by the way, guys. I don't know if I said that already. This movie's version of Armageddon and our version of Armageddon, if you want to call it that right now, are very different. But they are still both quite bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
No. For listeners, I'm going to be doing very little actual like editing to the audio of this just because I'm trying to help my girlfriend pack up her apartment because she has to move out of on-campus housing.
How's that going?
I mean, like, we've started.
Okay.
Yeah. Because on Sunday, we were in San Francisco. I dropped you off at the airport. I went back to my sister to keep helping her pack up her space. And like, we've been packing since like Saturday night. But the problem is she also had to pack up her roommate's stuff because her roommate had left. And around like 9 p.m., we were like, this is unfeasible. Her roommate has too many things. How does she have this many things?
Oh, geez.
And then like 9:30, we called her roommate and my sister was like, hey, I don't know if I can do this. Her roommate was just like obtuse for 2 hours. And then finally was like, if you guys don't think you can, like, I guess I can fly out there. And we're like, good.
Okay, yeah.
So around 11, I think, is when we were like, okay, we're done having to pack up her roommates. Because like her stuff had been packed up for a while. My sister's stuff had been packed up since like 8 fully. So around 11 in the rain, we had to move all my sister's stuff into her car. We didn't have bins to carry stuff in or like a dolly. So it was like just lugging boxes downstairs. I mean, like we took an elevator, but still like lugging boxes out of the complex to her car. And then we loaded that up for like an hour and a half in the rain. And then we got back to the apartment and went to sleep and then woke up and had to clean the apartment and had to drive down. And now we're here. So that was Monday we were driving down. So yesterday we had a little bit of time. Well, I mean, yesterday we had time to pack up, but I also had to prep for this podcast because, you know, content goes on, I guess.
Yeah. Grind never stops.
Grind never stops. And now here we are.
And here we are. Wild.
Yeah. Chloe, we're talking about Armageddon for our theme, which is Criterion movies. Now, Criterion movies are movies that are considered like important Armageddon is a Michael Bay film. If people
Yeah, it is.
didn't guess that from me saying she's the Bayhem Babe, which still might be a problematic choice of names. I don't fucking know. But Chloe, why did you choose this? Why did you choose a Michael Bay movie out of the catalog of important pieces of cinematic art? Also, I'm drinking wine,
Michael
and it's
Bay.
like,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm vibing.
It's a mood. No, it's one of the few titles that I recognized on there.
I feel like there's movies on the Criterion that you'd recognize. Like,
there's a lot, but
there's Wes Anderson. There's Princess Bride.
Yeah, but there's like movies that I actually want to watch. You know.
Did you just insult Princess Bride?
I saw it once. No, I'm insulting everything else. It's like all the foreign
That's fair.
films. Like, I don't want to watch all of that.
Like, if you didn't like Wes Anderson, I'd get it. I like Wes Anderson, but I'd get it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his style, but
it's an acquired taste, I think. And
I think so.
Some movies it works a lot better than others. Like, a lot of people really like the Royal Tenenbaums. I think the Royal Tenenbaums is like fine. Moonrise Kingdom though, Moonrise Kingdom fucking slaps.
I have to watch that still. But no, this came out the year I was born, and the song that plays in it, my parents just always kind of associate with me. So I'm like, oh, I've got like a nice memory with that. They're like, oh, that's sweet.
Is it sweet, or are they saying that whenever they think of you, they think of Armageddon?
Or that.
The end times.
Or it's sweet because they think of I don't want to miss a thing when they're holding my, newborn me. But, that's fine either way.
Or they think of the end times.
Or thinking of the end times, which, might be.
Yep. So, I'm assuming you've seen this movie before. How often have you seen it? What were your impressions of it before going into this rewatch?
I think this is the first time I'm seeing it all the way through.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because I've definitely seen parts of it. This is also like definitely a dad movie where I'm like, oh, my dad's watching this on TV, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Is Michael Bay just a dad director?
I think so. I think he is.
Yeah. Definitely. He's definitely like, it depends on how you define dad movies, I guess. It's very hard to. I
guess if I just see my dad watching it on a Sunday afternoon, I'm like, okay, yes,
yeah.
Which yeah, that would make sense. This like Bad Boys, yeah.
The Rock.
Yeah.
What else? Transformers, obviously.
But I attribute that
13
more to
hours.
me than my dad. Yeah. So yeah, Bay makes dad movies.
He does.
Yeah.
I had also never seen this movie all the way through or at all.
Nice.
I've seen Michael Bay movies, mostly Transformers. I've seen The Rock in parts, maybe in total. I don't fucking know. And yeah, I did not know what to expect going into this.
All right.
Because my general impressions of Michael Bay is very based in Transformers.
Okay.
I've not seen Bad Boys in a long time. And it was one of those movies where it's like my dad had it on, so I saw bits and pieces of it. So didn't expect it to be 2.5 hours long.
Oh yeah,
it's
a ride.
It's a lot. Ben Affleck's in this. He's young. He's much hotter than he is now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This Ben Affleck, this 1998 Ben Affleck, he maybe deserved Ana de Armas.
Maybe Ben Affleck now.
Yeah, to be fair, this Ben Affleck is also like heading into all the Ben Affleck problems, and like
true.
Modern Ben Affleck is hopefully on the way out of them. So like maybe modern Ben Affleck is actually the one who on an emotional level deserves Ana de Armas, but on a physical level, this Ben Affleck's hot.
True, very true.
Yeah. Anyway, like we said, this movie is directed by Michael Bay. How much do you know about Michael Bay, Chloe, as the Transformers fan? Like, do you know Transformers more than you know Michael Bay himself?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I know anything about him.
Okay. Michael Bay is an interesting man. I'm fascinated by him. Like, I think he might be one of the most interesting directors I've ever seen. Because I don't understand him in any way. Like other directors you look at and you go, okay, they're doing this thing and it's artistic. And I might not understand how they did it or like how they're this smart. But I can understand and respect it. And I look at Michael Bay and I'm just like, who are you? What are you doing? I don't get it. So
he's just vibing.
He kind of is in often problematic ways, but is.
Yeah, but he is vibing in his own way.
Yeah. Michael Bay went to a school you may not have expected him to go to. I mean, you probably have like no overall impressions of expectation for this because I'm assuming you aren't super versed in like the film school scene. But
Not really.
Michael Bay went to Wesleyan University, a small liberal arts college in Connecticut. It is not the place you expect Michael Bay's frat boy energy to come from, but it is where he went.
Interesting.
It's a well-respected and well-known film school. It's also where Joss Whedon came out of. In fact, Michael Bay and Joss Whedon were classmates while they were going to college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Michael Bay reportedly did not like it at Wesleyan that much for the exact reason that I kind of said it's surprising he went there because it's not a big frat school, but he was in a frat there. And he was like, everyone here is like emo and goth and like sad. And he's like,
boy.
and I just want to fucking rage, man.
Jesus.
So went to Wesleyan. Can you guess what his senior film was about? It's very Michael Bay.
God, something explodes. I don't know. You know,
Nothing explodes because it's a senior film and he's probably poor at this point in time.
that's true. Are there cars though?
Yeah.
All right.
His senior film is just about a frat boy driving his car fast. I haven't seen it, but based on the description that was explained to me in a video essay that I watched in preparation for this, it's just a frat boy drives his Porsche fast.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's very Michael
Fast
Bay.
and Furious 10.
Oh my God. I'm surprised Michael Bay hasn't directed a Fast and Furious movie, honestly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's right up his alley.
I feel like it'd make perfect sense. Or like a Transformers Fast and Furious crossover.
Dude, I'm so down.
I know you are.
That'd be great.
After graduation, Michael Bay directed music videos and commercials. He got a job working for Propaganda Films, which was like the most in-demand music video production company at the time. Propaganda was started by David Fincher.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And Michael Bay was the first person they hired since founding. So he was like the first non-founder director to work there. He also was obsessed with David Fincher. Like he loved him. He apparently like followed him around the office. They called him the Little Fincher, which is just so weird.
That's
because
weird.
Michael Bay and David Fincher are so different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you look at some of Michael Bay's music videos and some of David Fincher's music videos from this time, Michael Bay has straight up just taken things that David Fincher did, but then kind of converted it into his like extreme fast edit style.
Interesting.
And it's really interesting, or like more sexualized. So there's like, I saw a comparison of like a David Fincher music video where it's a woman in a bathtub, and then a Michael Bay version of it. But the way it's angled, the David Fincher version doesn't really show off the woman's body in the tub. It's kind of just like you see her face coming out of the tub. And Michael Bay's is like a full shot down at the tub. So you can like see. It's very Michael Bay. Yeah.
That seems about right.
Yep. Obviously, Michael Bay graduated from music videos to direct movies, much like David Fincher graduated from music videos to direct movies. But David Fincher graduated from music videos and commercials and went on to direct Seven. That was his first feature film.
Nice.
And Michael Bay went on to direct Bad Boys, #1.
All right.
So yeah, so they went very different paths once they both left this company.
Yeah.
What's interesting about Michael Bay though is like he came from commercials and music videos, and a lot of directors have come from commercials and music videos. Zack Snyder came from them. Tony Scott came from them. Obviously, David Fincher came from them. Michael Bay came from them. And Michael Bay, like, his style is kind of just music videos and commercials to the extreme. Like, because he's really good at commercials. Michael Bay has won so many awards for his commercials.
Nice.
Michael Bay's commercial started the Got Milk campaign. And also won. So there's this Michael Bay's the original Got Milk commercial is a guy who works in an Alexander Hamilton museum, which is also, way before its time, because who cares about Alexander Hamilton in the 1990s? No one. And he's eating a peanut butter sandwich, and he's listening to the radio, and the radio's like, oh, for $10,000, who killed Alexander Hamilton? And this guy's like, ah, shit. Picks up the phone, gets on the line, and they're like, who is it? And he tries to talk, but his like mouth is too sticky from the peanut butter, and he can't.
No.
And then it's like, got milk, because the milk would have like solved the problem.
Funny.
And yeah. And I don't think Michael Bay designed the joke, because according to Michael Bay, he didn't think it was that good and he didn't get it.
Mhm.
But it kickstarted a 20-year-long campaign and won him countless awards for commercial directing.
That's amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah, Michael Bay is very, very, very good at commercial directing. And the reality is Michael Bay is also kind of just, how do I put this? He's not bad at directing.
Mhm.
He's good at it, but also bad at it.
Okay.
Like, on a technical level, the things he does is really interesting and weird. And I don't know how he pulls it off, but it doesn't work for a story. It's like, it feels like he's taking commercial sensibilities and music video sensibilities and just being like, okay, now it's 2.5 hours of this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's wild. I don't
It
understand
is.
him, but I'm fascinated. Michael Bay also loves Steven Spielberg and West Side Story. Like, West Side Story might be his favorite movie, which
Makes
is
sense.
also really interesting because like his style doesn't really reflect it.
Mhm.
But like, if you look at him talking about why he loves West Side Story, he's like, oh, I love this scene and this shot and this edit. And it's like, he loves movement and flow and like cinematography and lighting. And
Gotcha.
I'm fascinated by this man. His directing style, you've probably noticed, he loves the military.
Oh, yeah.
He dislikes the government,
Yep.
which is a weird juxtaposition, but sure.
Sure.
He, like I said, his movies kind of feel like music videos, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he also doesn't like CGI that much. He's not like opposed to CGI, but he tries to do as many things in camera as he can, which is interesting because he did Transformers.
I was going to say, I'm looking at my Transformers disc right now, like, okay.
But even with Transformers, a lot of the explosions and destruction happen in camera. That isn't CGI.
That's also true. They're all practical, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, so that's what I'm saying. It's interesting because a lot of directors are just like, no CGI. Or like CGI for color correction and like wide. Like Mad Max is a lot of in-camera effects, but they add like CGI to create the landscape and stuff. But Michael Bay is a really interesting combination because he's like, yeah, I'll use CGI if I need to. I'm not going to limit myself by not using CGI, but anything I can explode, I will explode.
He does.
He explodes a lot of shit.
I've seen the explosions in Chicago. They're great.
Of shit.
They're cool.
This movie was also written by like 9 people. Armageddon.
All right.
Yeah. Notably on that list. I mean, a lot of people are notably on that list, but I'm going to focus on the credited writers. So it's 5 credited writers, 9 full writers, which is a very complicated thing. We're not going to get into credit on right. It's oof. But one of the writers is J.J. Abrams.
I saw that in the credits. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Now, I cannot confirm this is true, but Michael Bay said that there was one young writer who begged him to do rewrites on this movie. And I cannot guarantee you that was J.J. Abrams because there could have been other young writers. But J.J. Abrams, age-wise, does line up with when this movie was made. So that could be how he got on board. He apparently wrote an opening that Michael Bay hated, and then he came back and wrote the opening where the spaceship's destroyed. Because of course.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, within the first like 2 minutes of this movie, it has more explosions than any Michael Bay movie beforehand had combined.
Nice.
Yeah, he really went all out.
It starts off with a bang, man.
It really does. This movie is produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, who is that guy whose name you've seen on many things, and you kind of cannot figure out from what. I can't figure out from what. I don't remember.
Okay.
I think he did Top Gun. I think he also did G-Force, if you remember G-Force.
Is that the hamster movie?
I think they're guinea pigs, hence G.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
No, whatever.
yeah.
Rodents. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, he produced that. I think he might have also produced Survivor.
Interesting.
Yeah, he produced a lot of things. He's probably very rich.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's also produced by Disney. This is a Disney movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's not under the name Disney. It's under the name Buena Vista, which is their like more mature movie division.
Mhm.
But it's Disney. It's
wow.
Like they were working with the head of Disney's feature film production company. This is a Disney movie.
That's crazy.
Jerry Bruckheimer has an office on the Disney lot, or at least did. This is a Disney movie.
Wow.
Right?
I love it. Sure. Sure.
The cast is also huge. We have Bruce Willis as Harry Stamper. We have Billy Bob Thornton as Dan Truman. Billy Bob Thornton is a person I never believe is actually real.
With that name like that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, he's a joke. But like, no, he's an acclaimed actor.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Really is.
We also have, did I say Ben Affleck? I did not say Ben Affleck. We have Ben Affleck as AJ. Ben Affleck, very young in his acting career. This is pretty early on. This is like right after Good Will Hunting, I think. No, this is right after Chasing Amy. This is a little bit after Good Will Hunting. When did Good Will Hunting come out? 95, 96, 94? I don't know. It's within that range.
Okay.
We have Liv Tyler as Grace Stamper. We have Will Patton as Chick. We have Steve Buscemi as Rockhound. We have William Fitchner as Colonel Willie Sharp. Owen Wilson as Oscar. Michael Clark Duncan as Bear. Peter Stormare as Lev. And Jason Isaacs as Ronald Quincy. Chloe, do you recognize any of these people?
All of them, basically.
All of them.
Yes.
Jason Isaacs, of course, is Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
In this, he plays the nerdy scientist guy who knows things. Bruce Willis, obviously, of Die Hard fame. Do you know Bruce Willis wasn't always an action star?
Really?
Yeah, Bruce Willis got his start on TV. He was in a TV show called Midnighters, I think, maybe Midnight. I'm unclear on the name. I didn't remember to look it up. I've seen an episode though. It was quite good.
Nice.
It's basically like this. It's like this private investigator show, and it's about this private investigator who ends up, which is Bruce Willis, who ends up working with this like woman who I think I think the actress was a model, or the woman or the character was a model, or maybe they were both models. I don't know, but. He ends up working with her. They work on this private investigative company. It was very popular, but he was kind of viewed as like this funny guy, like a TV funny man / like kind of charming leading man, but not like a movie star. And then Die Hard changed all of that. When Die Hard cast him, that was like, people were like, what the fuck? Bruce Willis, an action star? And now here he is.
Now here he is.
Ben Affleck obviously came up from Good Will Hunting. Do you know Ben Affleck's backstory?
I don't know if I do.
So Ben Affleck, I don't have like the full Ben Affleck backstory, but I'm going to tell you about Good Will Hunting. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon starred in Good Will Hunting. They also wrote Good Will Hunting.
Oh.
But not like, oh, these are like people with fame who've been on movies. Like they moved out from Boston to LA, sat in an apartment and wrote this movie with nothing. They had no stardom, no fame, nothing. Nice. And they wrote this movie, got it made, acted in it, and became stars. And won an Oscar or got nominated for an Oscar for it at the same time. They basically just built themselves out of nothing. It's
love
wild.
It for them.
Ben Affleck might have slept on Kevin Smith's couch during this time. I'm unclear. At one point, he slept on Kevin Smith's couch. I don't know when.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Ben Affleck also got new teeth for this movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Jerry Bruckheimer was like, hey, for Top Gun, I gave Tom Cruise new teeth. And Ben Affleck's teeth look like children's teeth. So we're giving him new teeth. So he had teeth surgery and had new teeth.
Interesting. Okay.
It cost $20,000. Hollywood is wild.
My God.
Yep.
Crazy.
That's all the details on the crew. We're probably going to talk about Michael Bay more as we go on. But Chloe, what happens in this movie? And while you start talking about this, I'm going to get more wine, because why not?
Okay, you do that. So the movie starts with space and space rocks and narration, and for a split second, I thought I put on Transformers and Optimus Prime was speaking. Because, of course, all Michael movies are the same to me. But narrator's talking about the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, and if it happened before, it'll happen again. 65 million years later, there's some astronauts, and they're working on a space shuttle, and oh fucking boy, some asteroids just absolutely eviscerate them. But that's not over, because the movie's wild in New York also takes a serious beating. Like, holy shit, it really starts off with a fucking bang. Government hits up NASA and they're like, hey, what the fuck, y'all? NASA's like, well, hey, good news. We've got an asteroid the size of Texas heading our way. So that's cool. President's like, well, why didn't we see this sooner? And the cool NASA guy's like, well, you gave us a budget of like $1 million and we can only see 3% of the sky. And it's a pretty big sky.
Hey, maybe fund NASA, man.
Exactly.
Maybe fund programs that are important.
No, military. That's it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, destruction. Do you notice the Twin Towers?
I did. I was like, oh, wow.
That was wild. I was like, man.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
And like, not just the Twin Towers, like destruction on the Twin Towers. That was like, hey, imagine Twin Towers being hit by something.
Yikes.
I don't think I ever really connected with how huge those towers were.
I know, right? They're
very big. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big deal.
Why is everyone in a Michael Bay movie an asshole?
I don't know.
They always hate each other.
Right?
They're just complete dicks.
This is also New York, though, so I don't know.
I mean, not always. The people on the oil rig hate each other.
Oh, true. That's also true.
Bruce Willis shoots at Ben Affleck. He just pulls up a gun and he's like, hey, you want to sleep with my consenting adult daughter? What if I murder you?
Murder. But oh my God. You know, you're right. Yes. Because yes, let's cut to our boys in the oil rig where Bruce Willis is about to fucking shoot him.
And also hit Greenpeace because fuck environmentalism, am I right?
Right? God. And these, ladies and gentlemen, are our best shots at stopping the end of the world.
Oh, God.
Because government picks up Harry and his daughter, and they tell him this master plan, and he agrees so long as his team can come, and they'll only do it if they do their amazing list of demands.
Yep.
Oh my
also,
gosh.
when they go to get these people, this is like within the same day, right? Maybe the day after. Why are they all suddenly not on the oil rig?
I know. I was like,
Ben Affleck is like, I'm starting my business. Here's my like oil pump. And I'm like, Ben, you were fired yesterday.
You were just there. Like a week hasn't passed because we're on a
time crunch.
18 days. You can't. Okay. Like, sure. Side note, I really love that montage of all the feds picking them up. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of freaks there. So over the next few days, the gang goes through the tough training becoming astronauts. But another asteroid hits Shanghai this time, and NASA's forced to let the world know of what's coming and what the fucking plan is. Speaking of which, I didn't say, plan is to launch, stop at the Russian space station to refuel, continue to the moon, slingshot around it, land on the asteroid, drill into it, place a bomb, leave, and then blow it up. Easy.
All of this is so Michael Bay on so many levels. I can't. So here's my question with this movie at this point. It's like very offensive on so many levels.
Oh, yeah.
It's racist. It's sexist. At one point, they make a statutory rape joke. It's a lot of things.
It's a lot.
Is this movie very Michael Bay or very 90s? Like, am I giving Michael Bay too much shit because of the decade this was like, because the 90s were just like way less politically evolved? Right. Or is this just Michael Bay?
Could be a mix of both.
Because I feel like from seeing his movies, it's Michael Bay.
It is also very Michael Bay. You watch any of the Transformers movies, they're pretty similar. Those
Transformers movies are a lot.
They're a lot.
Chloe, the Transformers movies are a lot.
They are a lot.
You love them.
I do. A whole lot.
Bumblebee pees on a man.
Yeah. That's usually cut out of a lot of... No. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. I love them. They're fantastic.
I was watching a video essay today. We're going on a Transformers tangent now because I don't give a shit.
Oh, good. Okay.
I was watching a video essay today that's like, hey, you know how Megan Fox's character is like the best character in these movies? And then it explained that, and I was like, fuck.
Oh, shit.
She is. Why isn't she the protagonist? Chloe, why isn't Megan Fox's character the protagonist?
Because everyone's sexist. She's just supposed to be there for eye candy. Like, come on.
But like, even her character in the movies developed.
That's true. And then
people just forget that because they objectify her with the visuals.
That's true.
This is not my opinion. This is an opinion. This is the opinion of Lindsay Ellis. I mean, like, this is my opinion. I agree with this. But like, This is the researched and thought through words of Lindsay Ellis on her Transformers video essay series, The Whole Plate, where she
those.
critiques. Yeah. Viewers, listeners, audio people, watch The Whole Plate. Also watch Patrick Willems' video essays on Michael Bay. Michael Bay, a true American auteur. Also very good.
Love it.
Yeah. It makes a strong argument for it. Michael Bay is an auteur. I don't disagree with him. Do I like him as an auteur? No. Is he one? Yes.
I mean, yes.
And also watch Every Frame of Paintings video on Bayhem.
Those are real good.
Yeah.
I love them.
Video essays. Chloe gets it.
Hell yeah. Got you there.
Yeah.
Don't watch movies. I'll watch video essays on movies, though.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Mm-hmm. At one point, this movie, I think we passed this, but at one point, this movie references Pulp Fiction, which is very strange. Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
No.
Bruce Willis is in Pulp Fiction.
Oh my God. He is.
Like, not even a small character. He is a main character in Pulp Fiction.
And they reference Pulp Fiction. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Sure.
I know other movies have run into this exact same problem, especially like the MCU. I think the MCU did the exact same thing, actually. I think the MCU referenced Pulp Fiction.
You know, you're probably right.
And Samuel L. Jackson is in Pulp Fiction.
He's there. He's right there.
He's doing it. Yep.
He's doing it. Movies are
What happens
weird.
next, Chloe?
Well, things are going relatively well in this wonderful mission to space until, of course, a fire starts during the fueling, which everyone barely escapes.
Action.
And then one of the shuttles, the Independence, crashes, apparently killing
Drama.
everybody on board. That's
Intrigue.
great. Yes. The other shuttle, the Freedom, lands safely, completely misses the target landing spot, though. They're on like a fucking iron plate. That's great. Really cool. They fall behind in schedule, so the military plans on remotely detonating the bomb, which would kill everybody there. Cool. Awesome.
Chloe, I have a complaint.
Okay.
You've skipped past the most important moment in this entire film.
What did I skip?
When Bruce Willis is talking to his crew, his men, his guys, after seeing his daughter hanging out with Ben Affleck in like the NASA hangar.
Yeah.
And they start off by being like, hey, your daughter, she's smoking. She's hot. But then they suddenly shift and they're like, she grew up around all of us. We feel parental towards her too. We're all daddies here.
Yes. I skipped that. Yes, I did.
The most iconic moment in this film.
Oh, it's something, man. It's just weird. They're a weird group. Like, oh my God, she's hot. But like, we're her dads.
Yeah.
Like,
It's weird. It's weird because like on one hand, I want to focus on we're all daddies here, which is just a funny line. And I realize that word didn't have the same weight back then that it does now. But I'm still going to harp on it. But also, the context of the scene
very strange.
Makes no sense. It's so weird.
Yeah. It's bizarre. Who said that? I don't remember. Is that Owen Wilson that said it?
It was Bear. No, it was Bear.
No, it was Bear. You're right. It was Bear.
It was Bear. Rest in peace. Oh, that reminds me. Bear, played by Michael Clark Duncan, sadly passed away. Rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan.
He's cool. I like him.
He is cool.
Oh.
They also use Mr. Clean as an insult at one point. I forget when. But here's my important question. Is Mr. Clean an insult? Mr. Clean's kind of hot.
I mean, listen, if you're bald, you're Mr. Clean.
But like, he's muscular.
Mm-hmm.
He works around the house. He takes care of you.
Tight ass. Yep.
He's got a tight ass. You've seen the commercial, I'm assuming.
Oh, of course I have. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Clean's kind of hot.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he was more like, I don't know, skinny and a twink back in the 90s. I don't know how much he has evolved.
You're right. We have to factor in time. Much like inflation. We also have to factor in changing sex appeal.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, we're in space. They're drilling. They hit a gas pocket, blast their drill into space, kills one of their guys. Mission seems lost. Another asteroid obliterates Paris. world descends into chaos and riots and martial law. So, like, that's really cool. Oh, and all home seems lost. The surviving crew from the Independence shows up with another drill. Finish the job. Cool. Of course, it's not the last of their problems because a rock storm hits, damages the remote detonator, which means somebody has to stay behind and blow the bomb manually. Nice.
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? It can't be easy. So they draw straws, and AJ gets chosen. That's Ben Affleck. But as he goes down to the surface, Harry rips out his air tube, pushes him back in, tells him he's like the son he's never had, and he's proud to have him marry his daughter, which is sweet. But they're screaming. He's like, I love you. He's like, don't do this. And he's like, peace out. I'm doing it anyways. Harry contacts Grace, says his goodbyes. The very last moment, he pushes the button, blows the asteroid just in time. Everyone else makes it home, safely reunited with their loved ones. AJ and Grace get married during the credits. It's all cute. The end.
The end.
The end.
They've averted their Armageddon.
They've avoided. Yeah.
Is it weird that, like, so I know obviously the potential ramifications of this meteor hitting Earth is monumentally worse than anything coronavirus could do to us.
Yeah.
And I also realized that, like, if a meteor the size of Texas was hurtling towards us right now, we'd be fucked. Like, we could not do what they do in this movie. A, because it's not scientifically accurate. And B, because, well, that's the entire reason.
Okay.
But there was a moment in the movie at the end when the world is saved and the meteor has gone off in its different directions and everything's fine. And I'm just like, man, I wish our apocalypse could be solved like that. Like, it's all really, 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 really bad. And then it's just done. It's like, it's fine.
Okay,
it's fine.
We're all good now. Yeah.
Crisis averted.
Exactly. If only.
If only.
But no.
We're just out here making everything political now.
Exactly.
So this movie's a lot. What did you think, Chloe? What did you think in your first full watch of Armageddon?
Man, is it a lot, but man, I had a good time.
I'm not surprised you liked it.
It's so much fun. It's so stupid, but I love it.
It's like, it's such a music video.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a bunch of montages.
Yeah.
Like 40 minutes in, I was like, what has happened so far? They've been recruited?
That's it. I was like,
it's
checking
been
time.
40 minutes.
I'm like, we're halfway through, right? I'm like, there's like an hour and a half left. Like, no.
When they go up to space, I'm like, oh, okay, this is like the climax. We're almost done. And then space is like an extra hour.
Yeah, it's a really long time.
Space is also when I think it fell apart.
Yeah. It's okay.
There was just like, I think Michael Bay's visual style works better on land.
Mm-hmm.
This is an idea that I think Patrick Willems also had. But more importantly, I just think there was a lot of like, how can we shove more action in? And I was like, you already got up here, guys. Just
do it.
Just do it.
Just finish the job.
We know it's going to be solved. We know what's happening.
Yeah. But
yeah. This movie's wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's got a lot of like Bayisms to it too. Like, obviously, sexualization of women.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of racism.
Oh yeah.
A lot of sexism.
It's not great.
Some weirdly frat boy-esque jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also got like directorial stuff. Like, you can see Michael Bay almost always has a moving camera. It's always moving. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It never stops.
All the time. Always moving.
It's just,
you got to edit, cut nonstop. It's fine.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the cutting's just weird too.
Yeah.
Like, there was a scene where they're like like they're having a conversation. The conversation stops and then it cuts to a different thing. And those two things don't tie together whatsoever. And it's like, that's fine. You can do that in a movie, but it doesn't flow.
No.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, because Michael Bay's style is interesting, because most directors are like, oh, how do I tell the story that I'm trying to tell?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Michael Bay gives a shit about story, like at all.
No, not.
I think he cares about story in the sense of how it serves the moments. So he's basically just trying to create like cool shots, cool visuals, cool moments, spectacle.
Yep.
And he does everything in service of that.
Pretty much.
And and he's very good at it, to be fair. Like Michael Bay's ability to make things look good and engaging when it works very fucking well. It is like, there's a reason these movies are in the Criterion collection. And like a big part of that is because Michael Bay is very good at the things he's very good at. Mm-hmm. I think if Michael Bay was a cinematographer, he'd be beloved. If there was a director to like curb his ability to be like, hey, we're going to use this right now, but not right now, Michael Bay would be considered a filmmaking master.
True.
But because
always on point.
Mm-hmm. And also just because like that's the thing he cares about. He cares about like spectacle and visuals. That's what matters to him.
Yep. Which works out because that's all I really care about in movies too.
I know. This movie, I still don't understand him.
It's fine.
Chloe, like, what are his beliefs? I don't know.
Make it look cool.
Yeah, I guess. But his movies have certain political leanings, but also they contradict each other.
He's just very pro-military and make it look cool.
I mean, that's it. It's like pro-military. He really likes the kind of like emasculated male character. Mm-hmm. Everyone hates each other. This man seems like a nihilist. I can't tell if Michael Bay would be very cool to hang out with or awful to hang out with.
One extreme or the other. There's no middle ground with him. I
feel like, I'm still kind of hung up on the whole we're all a bunch of daddies here thing. Also, the singing scene. The singing scene's bad.
I love it so much.
You love it? Why?
It's so funny.
It's so awkward.
I know, and it's great. That's one of my favorite scenes I put down.
Oh my God. And it happens after they have their moment in like the field with the animal crackers. And I'm like, why didn't you sing to her here? Your animal crackers thing was very weird. We didn't need this.
The animal that was very, very strange.
It's so weird.
I did not like that.
Is he saying the animal crackers are going to go down on her? Like, what's happening here?
Bro, I don't know. Very strange.
This movie, I don't understand it.
It's great.
They also were like, they were also like weirdly American centric. Like, okay. Can you imagine a meteor hurtling towards Earth that will wipe out everything on this planet? Yeah. And America knows about it. And it's just like, let's not tell the rest of the world. Like, I understand their reasoning with the whole, like, let's not tell the public. But they don't tell the other countries. Yeah, they're just like, we'll deal with it.
It's okay. We got it. It's fine.
Like, at least with Independence Day, and obviously Independence Day is like aided by the fact that, have you seen Independence Day?
Not all the way through.
What? That's such a Chloe movie.
I know. Not all the way through.
It's so good.
I know.
So in Independence Day, obviously the alien invasion is across the world, so every country knows. So like you can't really hide it to begin with. But still, there is the fact that like at the end of the movie, it shows the countries working together. And yes, America's the one giving the speech. And it's like, Independence Day, July 4th. Haha, America.
Yeah.
But there is still this general sense of like America happened to be the one to figure out the solution, but it's taking the world as a collective to solve it. Mm-hmm. And in this movie, it's just like, so America.
That's it.
Like, there's the Russian guy, I guess, but he's also like at one point talks about bombing America. So it's like, okay, you're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's cool. I like him.
Oh, yeah.
But they also made him kind of problematic.
A little bit.
Just Can we also talk about how much of a Michael Bay version of space we're given here? Like other directors do space and they're like slow, floaty, atmospheric, quiet. And Michael Bay's like, explosions everywhere.
It's so much. It's so intense in Michael Bay's space.
Mm-hmm. Also, why is it in Michael Bay's version of problems, there's just always pipes falling?
Mm-hmm.
Like when the oil rig has a problem, pipes fall everywhere.
Yes.
When they have a problem in space, pipes fall everywhere. I'm like, who is securing these things?
No, nobody. They have to be loose for the dramatic.
Mm-hmm. The drama.
The drama of it all.
Also, what is space dementia? I'm not saying it's scientifically inaccurate because, like, maybe it is a thing, but it's a stupid name.
Just, I don't know. I'm assuming just losing it when you're alone in space for years.
But that's not usually what dementia means.
It's fine.
Also, why, if you're losing it because you're alone in space for years, why is this guy getting it after being in space for like a day?
Space does weird things to you. Have you ever been to space, Ben? It's wild
yes,
out
actually,
there.
I was born in space. I'm
Whoa.
Xenon girl of the 21st century.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. How's your tattoo doing?
That's good.
Mine's really itchy.
Mine hasn't itched yet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's gotten better today. But
Nice.
for listeners, Chloe and I got tattoos at the same place on the same day.
Yeah.
And almost the same spot. But like
Yeah.
opposite legs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, because mine's on my right leg, yours is on your left.
Yeah. Mine's on my left. Yeah.
Nice.
Because mine is a Star Wars tattoo. And it has like Luke looking out at the twin suns from The Last Jedi, because The Last Jedi is a perfect movie. And that's not true. It's not perfect. Whatever. Anyway,
God.
but it's great. And I wanted it on my right leg. And then I was like, but based on the way this tattoo is formed, that would mean Luke is looking behind me, which seems weird.
It's just looking at your ass.
Yeah, he's just looking at my ass. And like, I get it. I also like my ass. But
Oh, God. End the podcast already.
nope.
Oh, I'm suffering.
Chloe, this movie is the Titanic of testosterone.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
I mean, no.
Like, think about it. It has a love story, which also may have actually been added because of Titanic, but it has a love story. But more importantly, it's like the first half is like the setup, establishing the characters, and the second half is like a very drawn out disaster film. And yes, Titanic is the first half is like romance. They don't know there's any disaster. Second half is disaster. So there's differences, obviously, but both are very long movies, very expensive movies. And one half is like more not character driven, but like calm-ish. And the second half is like full disaster. So all I'm saying is that this is Michael Bay's Titanic. And listeners might be thinking, but Ben, Pearl Harbor exists, which just seems like it's meant to be Michael Bay's Titanic. And I'm like, they're right, it is. But that was intentional. Armageddon is unintentionally Michael Bay's Titanic. If you just pumped it full of testosterone. There's so much testosterone in this movie. What the fuck, Michael Bay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Why is he so obsessed with masculinity?
Maybe he's compensating for something. I don't know.
Maybe. I feel like he isn't, though.
No,
his personality
absolutely
doesn't seem like someone who's compensating for something. It feels like someone who's just obsessed with his own ability.
That seems more like it.
Like, I feel like Michael Bay not necessarily is great in bed, but thinks he is.
Oh,
Like, he's so
if he's a frat
confident
guy,
that he
then
is.
yes, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. He might suck, but he thinks he's phenomenal. He's not compensating for shit because he at least believes he's great.
That's like 98% of men anyways.
That's fair. I didn't know you had such a large sample size to pull from.
That's fine. All men are the same.
Yeah, I get that. The end of this movie when Bruce Willis stops Ben Affleck from sacrificing himself is straight up just Star Trek 2 or 4. It's a Star Trek. When Spock sacrifices himself to save Kirk, it's a Star Trek movie. Is all I'm saying.
Sure.
I've never seen the reason I don't know which movie it is specifically is because I haven't seen those movies. but I've seen the
Okay.
scene. And it's like Spock pushes Kirk out of a circular room full of glass, and the glass door is shut. And then he's like, no. And then they die. So it's basically just the same scene, except in this case, the person inside is the safe one.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
All movies are the same.
Yep. So here's my final question about the movie before we get into other things. When Bruce Willis kills himself to save humanity, he hits the button and he has this flash of his daughter, which is very weird. But it also does this weird thing where it like flashes between him and his daughter, like face to face.
That was weird.
So did Bruce Willis's soul just merge with his daughter? Is Ben Affleck banging Bruce Willis now?
I mean, if this movie had a sequel, then yes, that would be the plot.
I would watch that.
I would too. It was like normal because it was like, oh, you saw his hands. He's like, oh, it's memories because he's pushing his daughter on the swing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, she's getting married. Okay, so you're just imagining her future. And then both of their faces, it's like, okay.
And it's just like their faces just like cutting between each other. And I'm like, what is happening?
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I would also like to point out that Michael Bay's images of America are like so America.
Yeah.
Like whenever they have the people, whenever they like, obviously it cuts to other countries and those shots are very beautiful. But whenever it has shots of like America, it's always like churches or
Rural
like
South
a hangar full
America.
of grain for some reason.
Yeah.
Michael Bay has this quote from his grandfather that he says he like tries to not live by, I guess, but like a lesson he took to heart. His grandfather, I think, was a salesman. And he said the only way to make money is to sell to middle America. And I think that fully shaped Michael Bay as a human being.
I think you're right.
Yep.
Yeah. 100%.
Owen Wilson's in this movie.
He is. I didn't know
It's
that.
so weird.
I was so happy when I saw him.
This is also like Owen Wilson just coming off of his like first big movie, which was Rushmore, Bottle Rocket. Oh, Wes Anderson movie.
Okay.
So it's like, it's such a weird casting choice. I don't understand Michael Bay. Like, it's good. I like him. His face is weirdly red in this, but
he's just nervous.
do you
It's
notice
okay.
that? His face is so red
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
It's foreshadowing that he dies.
Maybe, yeah.
Blood on his face. Yeah.
Art. Yep,
Yeah.
sure. So, Chloe,
Yeah.
this was the movie.
This was a movie.
We are the world's falling apart. We're here.
Yeah.
So what are your 3 favorite scenes? I know you already touched on one of them because I insulted it.
Yes, one of them is the singing scene. It's so dumb. I love it.
It's so dumb. I hate it.
It was like really awkward with Ben Affleck singing. I'm like, okay, everyone's staring at you, and then everyone else joins in. I'm like, okay, I love it now.
See, here's the thing. I like that they all sing the song. I don't dislike the idea of like all these guys sing the song before getting on the spaceship to fly up into space.
Yeah.
I also don't dislike the idea of Ben Affleck singing it to Liv Tyler. I know we're using their actor names, not their character names, because I don't care. I also don't remember their character names. Do you ever remember anything from a Michael Bay movie, honestly?
Yes.
Except like images?
I mean,
Like, tell me the plot of the Transformers movies.
which one? All of them?
1 through 3.
All of them?
Go. Quickly,
Transformers
like
1.
in a minute.
Oh my god, Transformers 1. It's about the Allspark. It's on Earth, Megatron is frozen. They need to get that. Sam has the fucking glasses that his grandpa saw the Allspark in, so he's got a code. Autobots are trying to get that. Megatron wakes
Right,
up.
but that's an elevator pitch. Like, I don't remember the scene. Like, I could not tell you the beat by beat moments in a Transformers movie. I know there's the Allspark. I know there's Megatron trapped in ice. I know Megan Fox exists. I know that Sam is a shitty person and into her and gets her despite not deserving her. But like, I don't know the actual like.
You want me to go
thread.
scene by scene? I can do that too. We got time, right?
I don't want that.
I can absolutely do that.
I regret this already.
You're asking me if I don't remember things from Transport. I remember all of them.
Fine.
I'm cursed with knowledge of movies that people don't remember. Like, I remember everything like Avatar 2009. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know. I did like a BuzzFeed quiz one time. It's like, nobody remembers this movie. And I got like a perfect score.
You concern me.
I don't know. I just really like dumb movies.
You do. At least Avatar is like. I have mixed feelings about Avatar. Like it's a uninteresting, boring story with characters I don't give a shit about, but it's pretty.
Really pretty.
And James Cameron's a very good action director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I just like pretty.
Have you ever
action
seen the
movies.
Terminator movies?
No.
Chloe, what the fuck?
I have a brand.
Why have you not watched the good versions of all the things you like?
Oh no.
Independence Day is the good version of stupid disaster film.
Okay.
Terminator 1 and 2, especially Terminator 2, are the good like robot action movies.
But you know what? Terminator's not nice to look at.
I mean,
He's not hot.
They kind of are.
I mean,
Terminators are hot. Watch Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. The Terminator in that movie or in that TV show is Summer Glau. Summer Glau is hot.
we're just talking about the humans then.
No, she's a Terminator.
But she looked like a human.
Yeah.
So that's not as fun.
Okay.
It's about the robot,
Fine.
man.
The Terminator robot is not unattractive.
Pretty scary though. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch because like I've just.
Do you not like scary robots?
I just remember being terrified of that growing up. They're pretty scary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you not find the robots you're attracted to scary?
Oh, absolutely.
Then I don't see what the problem here is.
I don't know.
Okay.
This is just like I have like childhood memories of being absolutely terrified of the Terminator. I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
Okay.
So it's just kind of stuck with me. And I still don't want to watch it.
Okay. Interesting.
I make weird choices. Don't worry about it.
I'm learning so many things about you right now.
It's crazy. On the podcast after a week we just spent together on vacation.
I mean, you know, a good friendship is constant learning.
Fair.
That might not be true. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Constant learning and adaptability.
Overcome, adapt, whatever. Yeah.
Yep. This is a reference to my fraternity that no one listening to this will probably get.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really going for it.
Oh yeah.
Chloe, what are your three favorite scenes? Just list them off. Just go.
Okay. Singing scene. That montage of everybody getting brought in by the government where like fucking Bear's getting chased down the highway. Steve Buscemi's in a bar or strip club or whatever. It's all funny.
Yep.
And then the last scene where everyone gets reunited because it's cute.
Okay.
There you go.
My three favorite scenes.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now
Okay.
because I forgot to list them.
Good job.
I made note in my head of two as I watched the movie,
Mhm.
and I forgot to actually put them down because everything's chaos. So I'm trying now to like go back retroactively and figure it out. I like the okay, here's one. I like the scene when they're all being interrogated. Not interrogated, but like
That's
like
a good one. That's a good
tested,
one
I
too.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned that Steve Buscemi's character is a fucking genius,
Mm-hmm.
which, fun fact, was Steve Buscemi's idea.
Nice.
He wanted that. And also, all of those interrogations were like ad-libbed, basically. None of that was scripted.
I love
And I like
that
that a lot. I enjoy that. I like that Steve Buscemi's made to be smart because I feel like this movie leans very heavily into the idea of like, the working man matters and like, fuck these smart NASA guys.
Mm-hmm.
But Steve Buscemi kind of becomes like a bridge between that of like, Steve Buscemi is very smart. He has PhDs. He took this job because it pays well. But that doesn't mean that he's like a dumb working man, and that's what the world needs. So I appreciated that. Even though I dislike the space scenes overall, I like when they launch the armadillo through the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's driving it and he like launches it. And I'm like, this makes no sense, but it's kind of cool to watch.
It's pretty cool. It's like Mass Effect 1 driving the Mako, whatever.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
I never played Mass Effect 1.
Bro.
I played Mass Effect 2 and 3.
You're missing out on 1, though.
Am I missing out on 1?
Yes!
Okay. I'll get around to it.
It's just, wait for a remaster.
Here's my true shame, Chloe.
Oh, God.
Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay.
Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 4 are two of my favorite games of all time.
Okay.
And like the Uncharted series and the Mass Effect series are probably my favorite series of games of all time. Because my favorite video game is Journey. And my other favorite video game is like probably Celeste. So like in terms of franchises, Mass Effect, Uncharted, those are the two.
Got it.
I've never played Mass Effect 1 or Uncharted 1.
Okay.
This is my deepest shame.
That's okay. We all
That's
can't
not
be
true.
perfect gamers. What's not true? What's your biggest shame?
I mean, there's probably deeper shames, realistically.
All right, spill it.
Oh, God. I don't know. Teenage me did some stupid shit, man.
True.
Yeah.
That's also okay. Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Teenage years should be scrubbed from existence. I dropped my phone.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway. So I like that scene. I like I don't know what my third scene is. I have no idea. I feel like this movie, my problem is okay. Here's the thing. Michael Bay treats every moment the same.
Okay.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Elaborate, please.
Michael Bay has a cinematic style that gives importance and like power to what he's shooting, which is not bad. That's a good skill to have, but he never knows when to turn it off. So I can't tell. Like, it's not that I can't tell. It's like everything blends together for me because there's no ebb and flow in the way Michael Bay shoots his scenes and his shots. Because they are all shot to make every image look important and every moment feel important, even though some moments are not important.
Okay. Yeah, you're
so
right.
After a while, it all just kind of blends together. And I'm like, what are scenes anymore? I don't know.
It's great.
It's interesting. I'm fascinated by it.
It's a choice.
It is a choice. It's a really interesting choice / skill set. And it's kind of like damaging to his ability to make good movies, but it's also weirdly impressive and hard to do. And like, God, the amount of coordination and skill that must go into his work. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
You're losing it over this. This is great.
Michael Bay breaks me, man.
Oh my God. We need to watch Michael Bay movies every week now.
Okay.
Cool.
There's a podcast, Blank Check. And what they do is talk about specific filmmakers and the movies that they make in order. And they're in their March Madness right now, which is where they're deciding who the next director they'll do is. And Michael Bay's on that docket. And God, I hope they do Michael Bay. I would love nothing more than a Michael Bay series.
Yes. Real cool.
I think a Michael Bay series is the only director I'd be interested in just talking about for like months on end.
I can do that. Easy.
All the other ones, it's like, yeah, they're good. Michael Bay, it's like, I'm confused. I don't understand.
It's great. Yes.
Chloe,
Ben.
Who is your favorite non-protagonist character in this movie?
Steve Buscemi.
I get that. I respect that.
He's funny. And also, like, they're introducing him and they're like, he's horny. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Steve Buscemi, apparently a lot of Steve Buscemi's lines were cut from this movie because they were too funny.
They were too funny that they cut him out.
Yeah, they were editing and they were like, most of his lines are too funny. We can't, like, this unbalances the movie, I guess.
Damn it. I guess I get it since they're trying to be more serious, but man, I want to see this dude Steve Buscemi cut.
Me too.
He's great.
My favorite non-protagonist character is Billy Bob Thornton.
All right.
His character of Dan Truman. This is not because his name is Billy Bob Thornton and I still don't believe he's a real person, although that is a factor. Mm-hmm. But also just like, I like his character. I enjoy him.
He's a good guy.
I like him being like, fuck all of... he's good. I enjoy him.
Fuck the government. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Maybe not fuck the government. Like, the government's valuable. I mean, our government sucks right now because...
True.
Donald Trump.
Yes.
Republicans.
Fuck. Garbage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If anyone's listening to this podcast and they're like, hey, I'm a Trump supporter.
You've made it this far?
A, yes. B, we're in a current political and like societal crisis, partially perpetuated by actions of our president. So we warned you about this. Anyway, moving on from that. Chloe, do you have any other thoughts? I don't really have movie-specific questions because I'm just generally confused about Michael Bay as a whole. I don't know how to phrase those questions. I'm just like a giant question mark. And there's Michael Bay standing above me. It's like the creation of Adam, and Michael Bay is God, and I'm just here like confusion.
What do you mean?
Give me answers.
You're fucking Charlie from Always Sunny. You've got the board, you got all the red lines, and Michael Bay and question marks. I'm like, what does it mean?
Who's Pepe Silvia? Who is Pepe Silvia? I keep hearing Pepe Silvia, Michael Bay. I don't know.
That's you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous. This is fun. Great.
Yeah. I'm having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
I'm glad. So, some other facts about this movie, some Bay bits, if you will.
Oh,
some tidbays.
Oh.
Whatever you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
Some Bay old tidbits. Some Bay old titties. Released around the same time as Deep Impact. So this movie and Deep Impact came out within the same year. I don't know if you know anything about Deep Impact, but it's very similar. Mm-hmm. It is also about an asteroid hurtling towards Earth, threatening to destroy all life on the planet, and people having to go up to stop it.
Nice.
Yeah. The writer for Deep Impact says that a Disney executive heard him talking about it and used it to develop the script for Armageddon as a counter. But there's no like conclusive proof of that. Okay. And also it is not uncommon in film for there to be like two movies that are very similar coming out at the same time.
True.
Sometimes it is like purposeful. So for example, A Bug's Life and Ants came out around the same time. Mm-hmm. And that was specifically Jeffrey Katzenberg being like, fuck Disney. But other times it seems to be accidental. Like Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached coming out at the same time.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. It really happens a lot.
It does.
Ben Affleck once asked Michael Bay why it was easier to train drillers to be astronauts and not astronauts to be drillers. And Michael Bay told him to shut the fuck up.
I remember that. That's really funny. I think that's in like the commentary for the movie or whatever. I remember watching a clip of that laughing my ass off. God, that's great. It makes more sense, but no.
The dog from the beginning of the movie that ate the Godzilla toys was specifically trained to eat Godzilla toys, and they had to keep the toys covered until shooting so the dog wouldn't try eating them while the camera was not rolling.
Why?
Having that dog on set also apparently cost like $20,000 possibly per day. Forget.
What?
Yeah, or like they paid $20,000 to have him shipped there. I don't know, man.
Why?
Look, a lot of money was spent on this movie in seemingly stupid ways.
This came out the same year as that other Godzilla movie, Matthew Broderick. Was this a dig at that?
Yeah. I have to imagine no, but who can say?
Who knows? Okay.
The oil rig scenes were shot on an actual oil rig, which is super rare,
Okay.
but was aided by the fact that they were making oil riggers into like the heroes of their movie. So a lot of oil rig people were like, this is cool. Look at us. The good
Okay.
guys.
That's nice.
Yeah. Bay, like I said, a lot of the scenes with the interviewing, like testing thing was improv. And Bay said that he became very open to improv after doing Bad Boys because obviously Will Smith and the other guy whose name escapes me right now, Michael Lawrence. Martin Lawrence. That's the name. Yep. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith improv a lot because they're both comedians. So he got very used to that. So he's very open to improv in his movies. Supposedly, Ben Affleck's role was not supposed to be that big.
Oh.
And then Titanic came out and they were like, love stories. So they added the love story into this movie. And because of that, Ben Affleck went from being essentially a glorified extra to being one of the leads.
Nice. Look at him go.
The Lincoln Memorial scene was illegal.
Oh. Okay.
They did not shoot that with permission.
Nice.
Michael Bay distracted policemen and then shot it.
That's funny. I love it.
Yep.
Fight the power.
In looking at the commentary and the like discussion that's been had about this movie since its release, Ben Affleck seems to be like the most critical of it.
Okay.
Ben Affleck seems to look at this movie the same way I look at this movie, where I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Okay.
Sexism, racism, none of this makes sense.
Nope.
Yep. But it's a ride.
It sure is, man.
Yeah. I've already mentioned this, but if anyone is interested in learning more about Michael Bay, his style, his movies, him, watch the video essays on him from Patrick Willems, Michael Bay, Understanding a True American Auteur, Every Frame and Painting, Michael Bay, and Lindsay Ellis, The Whole Plate. This movie came out in 1998 when you were born.
Yep.
As we mentioned. It was the biggest movie of that year.
Nice.
Making $553.7 million on a $140 million budget. And also getting 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. Might have been the most successful movie of the year, but was not the most beloved by critics.
It was the biggest movie of the year, but it was the second biggest event of the year.
Are you saying the first was your birth?
Yes.
I hate that.
Anyways.
Okay, here we are.
Here we are.
Chloe thinks she matters. It's fine.
I do. Excuse you.
Chloe thinks she matters. It's fine.
Oh, whatever. Continue on.
Chloe, you know what time it is?
6:45.
I mean, maybe for you, we live in different time zones.
Yeah, true. You're right.
Also, according to my clock, it's 4:44, so it's 6:44 there. So you're a fucking liar. Don't lie to our audience.
Look, it just changed to 46. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's 44 here.
I don't. Fucking 46. You can't see that, but okay,
Oh
whatever.
my god, our time zones are so off.
So off.
It's fine. Everything's chaos. Chloe, it is time for Nailed It with Chloe Naylor. You're trying to figure out who the villain is, aren't you?
Gonna ask me if the asteroid's sexy?
I can. Should I?
I mean, that's that or like the general guy, I guess.
I was just going to say, who do you think is the sexiest character in this movie that isn't Ben Affleck?
Okay, that makes more sense than asking me
Also,
if the
if audiences-
asteroid is sexy.
I mean, is the asteroid sexy, Chloe? I don't know your tastes.
It's a rock, no!
It's got some edges to it. It's got some colorful, like, Aurora Borealis shit going on.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't want to fuck a rock, though. It's not even sentient.
A robot sentient?
Yes.
Not always.
I only like the ones that are sentient.
Unless.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it becomes a debate of, like, artificial intelligence.
Oh boy, okay.
Yep.
Anyways, what's the nailed it question?
Oh, who's the sexiest in this movie besides Ben Affleck? Or including Ben Affleck if you don't think Ben Affleck's that sexy, I guess. But I feel like he's the go-to option. You also can't say Liv Tyler.
Damn it, I was gonna say that.
Because, duh.
Because, yeah.
We keep having movies with no clear villain. This really destroys the whole villain thing we have going for you.
It really does.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anyone else that was attractive in this movie. I can't remember any of the
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi's, there we go. Sexiest dude.
Bear.
Yeah. He's got muscles.
Yeah. At one point he strips.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
There's my answer.
Yep. Okay. Chloe, if you were an executive on this movie, if you were Jerry Bruckheimer and you could change whatever you wanted about it, and Michael Bay just had to listen to you, maybe you're Joe Roth, and maybe you're the head of Disney. Who knows? Joe Roth was the head of Disney at that point, by the way.
Gotcha.
Disney was an interesting place at that time. Michael Eisner was still in charge. Oh, man. Wild. Anyway, if you were in charge, what would you change about this movie?
We need to shave about 30 minutes off of this movie. 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
It's too much. Weird for me to say, but too much space.
Too much space. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Things just keep happening in space. And I'm like, guys, I get it. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Should have. Too much going on. Too long.
Yep.
But it's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think my biggest complaint is with the space and with just the pacing of it. I feel like this could have moved faster, especially because I don't feel like there's character in this. There's no real character for the most part. And what there is, I understand very quickly, which is decent screenwriting, to be fair. The ability to introduce me to characters is well done. But then there's just 2 hours of people doing things with very little actual character to them. And I'm like, why are we here?
The training, all of that should have been a way shorter montage.
It's you can minutes. Shorten this.
Yeah.
You can shorten so much of this.
But
it's things happen, but also nothing happens.
Pretty much, yeah.
Look at how short your video, not your video. Look at how short your recap was. Things happen, but also nothing happens.
Nothing happened. I could have written down everything, but
yeah,
nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I would change that. I'd probably also try and strip out a lot of the more racist, problematic elements.
Yeah, definitely. That's always it.
Yeah. Also, obviously it's the 90s and also it's Michael Bay. So in terms of actual film structure stuff, I agree with you. It's the pacing and timing and stuff. Some of the edits are weird. Michael Bay makes very strange decisions. Yeah. I almost don't want to touch them because they work, I guess, for certain audiences, but also I don't like them. But also I do find them fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your favorite Michael Bay film? Is it Transformers Dark of the Moon?
Yes.
Yeah, I assumed.
Yeah.
You like Transformers a lot.
I do.
Why?
They're great. I really like them.
There's something.
Yeah.
Why do you like the one where they replace Megan Fox? She's the best part.
I know, but it's in Chicago.
That's fair. So you're just biased.
Yes.
Okay. I respect that.
Well, 2 is just objectively horrible, and I just,
2 is so bad.
It's really bad. Not even in the conversation.
Chloe, do you have any closing thoughts?
Great movie. It's a time. It's a ride.
It's a time. It is a ride.
Yeah.
You know when Martin Scorsese was superhero movies are theme park rides? I understand what he's saying. I get it. I don't fully agree. But I think Michael Bay is a great example of movies as theme park rides.
Yeah.
I think this is it.
This is a ride. Yeah.
It's a ride. It's a theme park ride.
Exactly.
It is very good at it, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. I've seen not more well done. Like, I feel like this movie in a weird way is like very Michael Bay, but also like so much of it comes before the action that it almost isn't Michael Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Like Transformers is just able to be like action and cars very fast. And this movie is like NASA training montages.
Yeah, pretty much. Needs to be more like fucking, yeah.
Yeah.
It's something.
Chloe, this brings us to if this, then that. If people like this movie, what should they watch?
I'll watch the first Transformers movie.
That's fair. I get that. Go watch Top Gun.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Top Gun's a good fit. Yeah. Tony Scott and Michael Bay have a lot of similarities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both movies feature stars having their teeth fixed by Jerry Bruckheimer.
All right.
There you go.
Do both of these
connective tissue
Transformers and Armageddon start with space rocks and narration? And you missed it, but I was like, did I accidentally put on Transformers? Because I really thought I was watching Optimus speak for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Same movie.
Do you know who that narrator voice is?
No.
Charlton Heston.
What do I know him from? Do I know him from anything?
So, probably not. Maybe. Well,
okay.
I don't know if you would know him, but he's like a very famous actor from the olden days.
Gotcha.
He was in Ben-Hur and the Ten Commandments and the original Planet of the Apes.
Oh.
Like he was an OG movie star.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. And they just got him for this. Wild stuff.
Truly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chloe, I don't know. The normal question is what's one cool thing you've done or seen this week, but the world is a nightmare.
The world is a nightmare.
How are you?
Quarantined.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
That's true. I assumed.
Physically?
Based on the fact that I can see you and hear you.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I've just been playing Apex Legends till like 5 a.m. every day.
Jesus.
It's fine. What else am I going to do?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do anything cool? Besides like moving? That's it?
No. Yeah, like I'm here. I've been watching videos on Transformers and Michael Bay.
Hell yeah.
No.
That's great.
And no, it isn't. And I don't understand him.
It's fine. You don't have to. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Turn off your brain. Just coast.
I really do like the video essays on him though, because I think he's very interesting to study.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all I've done. Like all my video games are in San Diego and I'm not there yet. I've been trying to help Ava pack. I probably haven't done as much as I should be because I've been like doing work stuff and also this.
Nice.
I've been reading things about coronavirus.
Oh,
stay indoors, people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyone listening to this, just like don't go out.
Just don't.
Unless it's like grocery shopping, because that's important. But even that, try and limit it as much as you can.
God, I can't find fucking toilet paper anywhere. It's gonna be a problem.
Dude. I needed to get my dad eggs before I left, but then I got so caught up in like doing work stuff for him and then dropping you off at the airport and then helping my sister that I didn't have time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I've been looking for eggs for days, Ben. I can't find them anywhere. Look what you've done. And I'm like,
no. Ah, shit.
Ah.
Oh, God. What a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I'm worried about our economy.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Could you imagine going through this with a competent president?
I don't think we'd be in as much of a nightmare world as we are right now.
Yeah, like it'd be bad, but at least I'd feel like,
things are under
capable
control.
Doing things.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, 2 weeks ago, Ben, it was a hoax.
Primaries are still going on.
Fuck, right.
And it's a mess.
It's not going great.
I mean, yeah, because Bernie Sanders isn't doing very well, and obviously I'm biased. I like Bernie Sanders. I wish that he would win. Mm-hmm. But also I feel like the voters you're going to get are going to be heavily skewed by what's happening right now.
You can't exactly go out and vote.
Yeah, like I'm not saying delay the election because that seems like a bad thing, but also like I feel like this is revealing a lot of, or highlighting a lot of like fundamental problems in the way our society works, like healthcare, and also like voting in person.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be better backups.
Right. God.
Because vote by mail is great, but if you didn't sign up for that and then this all hit and you're like Illinois just voted. You're obviously, you live in Illinois. And this all happened, I'm assuming, right before or right after you could have signed up for vote by mail. So, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
It's all bad.
It's all horrible.
Yeah. Well, Chloe.
Ben.
This has been That Wannabe Film Class.
It sure has been.
This is both a very short episode overall, as our episodes usually go.
Oh, yeah.
But also feels so long.
I know. I feel like we've been talking for hours.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I saw you for a week and also everything is hell and I can't process time anymore.
Also true. All the above.
Yep. I don't know what next week's movie is. We're going to be joined by Christian Puente, but I forgot to ask him what movie he wanted to do. So I have no fucking clue because who cares?
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be a surprise for all.
Perfect.
If people are interested in seeing what we have to say, they can follow us. I am at Mr_BentoBox on Twitter. Most of my tweets are about coronavirus now. I am also at Mr. BentoBox everywhere else, Instagram, TikTok, other places. I have not made a TikTok in a while because we've been doing stuff. But I feel like once I get home, once I'm in that like quarantined world,
yeah,
I'll just start making TikToks because what else am I gonna fucking do? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Chloe?
Find me everywhere at Echo Chloe. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all that good stuff. I need to get into a content creation mode because I need to start streaming again while we're all stuck in our houses.
It's hard. It's hard to be like want to engage and be creative and shit because it's just like
there's no motivation.
Why?
Man.
Yeah.
Killing me. I'm like, this is a perfect time to capitalize off of this, and I'm like,
yeah.
But like, what if I just like sleep all day?
Yeah, it's like I want to sit around and play video games because who gives a shit? Nothing matters.
Right. Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
If people liked this, you can rate us and review us on iTunes. You can subscribe to us on whichever platform you're using, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, obviously. This is been brought to you by That Nerdy Site. If you want to support us, you can also support us on Patreon, patreon.com/thatnerdysite, where you can give money to the website through which we do things. You can also just go to the website, thatnerdysite.com, and you can find other stuff we're doing, other podcasts, other articles that are being written, other things that are happening. As the world descends into chaos and we're all stuck at home, maybe you want to listen to another podcast that we do. Not me and Chloe, other people from the website. Me and Chloe kind of just exist.
We're here. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be on an OK Beast podcast soon.
You're right.
D&D.
That's going to be fun.
Hopefully we're recording the first episode this weekend.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
I don't know. Wash your hands. Stay inside.
Wash your hands. Stay inside. Stay home. Social distancing is important. Don't get old people or people immunocompromised sick. Please stay up to date on the news. It's important and you should be following it. And if you are going out to bars and partying and shit,
you're a fucking
while the world
idiot.
is descending into chaos, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking Chloe. Remember when we were in San Francisco? Like the San Francisco ride was such a trip because it's like beginning of San Francisco. Yeah, coronavirus is kind of concerning, but like we're gonna go out to this bar. We're gonna go get brunch. We're gonna go to this concert. We're gonna go to. Well, I was gonna go to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and it's fine.
It was fine.
Like wash your hands. You're probably fine. And then the weekdays hit, and suddenly everything went to shit, and we're like, can't go clubbing anymore. Can't go out to restaurants anymore. Can't do any of this stuff anymore. You went to Square Pie Guys anyway.
I did. Me and Blessing were like, this is probably not a good idea. We were like, oh, well. Good pizza, though.
You were like, hey, Blessing wants to go out to get food. You want to come? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
It is good food, though. Square Pie Guys
great.
makes good ass food.
That's true. Oh, now I miss
I ate
Square
so
Pie
much
Guys.
bad. I ate so much unhealthy shit.
Oh, yeah. We ate so much pizza.
Oh, God, we really did.
It's fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're all stuck in our house and we can't really exercise outside of like basic house exercises. So we're probably going to like suffer.
You should probably use the Peloton we have in the basement.
You have a Peloton?
I do, yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm just having to do like body weight exercises. And by I'm having to do, I mean, I should probably start doing.
I need to find motivation to do anything that's not sitting at my desk, just kind of like.
See, I'm jealous of that. Like, everyone's talking about, oh, we're quarantined, we're playing video games, we're doing all this shit. And I'm like, I was helping my sister pack, and then I was driving you to the airport, and then I was helping my sister pack, and then I was driving down to Los Angeles, and then I was helping Ava pack. And like, don't get me wrong, Ava and I have also been like lounging around, watching stuff too. And I'm not saying I have not been lazy. I definitely have. But I haven't been able to like settle at home.
That sucks.
Which also sounds like will be terrible because I'll just be stuck at home for months.
Yeah, no.
But also, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag of emotions. Oh my God, Ava has Oreos. I want an Oreo.
Say hi to Ava. Tell her I love her. I miss her.
Ava, Chloe says she loves you and misses you. Ava says she loves you too in a very high-pitched, whispery voice.
Aw.
She says she'd give you an Oreo if she was here. Is that a euphemism? Who fucking knows?
Hey. Shout out. Oh my God.
For listeners, this has been That Wannabe Film Class. Stay safe.
Please do.